And a very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Live Highlight in the Magic City and on the Highlight channel. I'm Andrew Blackman, joined as always by Stu Nyman. He will be here, folks. And together we will cover every point played today. In Pelota, each of today's 8 games will offer win, play, show, quinella, exacta, and trifecta wagering. We have a daily double that begins before start of game number 1. To play that daily double, pick the winners of games 1 and 2 to potentially cash in. We also have 2 pick 3s. Early pick 3 begins in game 2, covers games 2 through 4, and late pick 3 begins in game 6 and covers games 6 through 8. To play those pick 3s, pick the winners of either 2, 3, and 4 or games 6, 7, and 8 to cash in on the pick 3s. On top of that, we have the high-paying high 5 jackpot, which is guaranteed at $2,000 in every performance. Will probably be $2,000 today as well, but to play the high 5, you pick the winners of games 3 through 7. If you do so correctly, and have the only ticket that does so. That is how you will cash in today. Wagering, Mutual's wagering is open on today's games. WatchAndWager.com, or if you are in the state of Connecticut, MyWinners.com. But as you know, placing a bet is not necessary in order to enjoy all that we have in store for you today. And we do have one scratch in this afternoon's performance. One scratch of Nicholas. He was out on Tuesday. He remains out today in Pelota. So we'll go through that scratch as it affects today's performance in its entirety, beginning with game number 5. So the first 4 games are scratch-free. Beginning in game 5, post 6, scratch Nicholas, replace him with Cabrera. In game 5, post 6, scratch Nicholas, and replace him with Cabrera. Then game 6, post 6, scratch Nicholas, replace him with Gaucheri. Game 6, post 6, scratch Nicholas, and replace him with Gaucheri. Game 7, post 2, scratch Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Benny. Game 2, post 2, Game 7, post 2, rather. Game 7, post 2. Nicholas is out, and Benny goes in. 2-team is now Inaki and Benny in Game 7. And finally, Game 8, post 1, scratch Nicholas, and replace him with Douglas. Game 8, post 1, scratch Nicholas, and replace him with Douglas. That is a complete rundown of the scratch of Nicholas as it affects today's performance in its entirety. So with all that in mind, we ask you to make those wagers as early as possible within scheduled post time, then sit back and relax post time for game number 1. Coming up in just about 7 minutes. This would be the time of Brigand Stu, but he's still in a very important conversation. So we'll say hello to Steve, Mo, John, and Keith. Keith, good to have you back with us. And some of our regulars, and Steve, Mo, and John. But we have about 7 minutes till we begin game number 1. As we do before the first game of all performances, we're going to have this video that will explain the scoring format for all 8 games, which today, as every day, is spectacular 7 scoring.
spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys, those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
And we're back, folks. Now about 5 minutes from the start of game number 1. No scratches in this first game. Again, Nicholas is the only scratch if you're just joining us a little late. But that will begin to take effect in game number 5. And Alex Dixon, hello to you too. Full day of highlight today, as Steve mentioned at the top. 1:30 Pelota beginning in just 5 minutes. And then Battle Court tonight, 5 p.m. It's just amazing how close the standings are in Battle Court. You can have a team like the Warriors that are outside of the playoffs, and then after a game day win, they jump all the way up into second place. And these game days are important. Every match is important. And those tiebreakers that, teams don't really focus on the tiebreaker in September or October, but when they get to December, it'll certainly come into effect. And the first tiebreaker is just total matches won this season. So even if the game day's over, in the case like yesterday, it's 4-1 game day score, match 6. Yeah, it may not matter for that specific game day, but it does matter in the entire season. Came down to a tiebreak last year, which I believe kept the Chargers out of the playoffs and allowed the Warriors to jump them and sneak in on the last day. So it's always important. And these players too, that's how they make a living. Just about 3 minutes now from the start.
Did I miss anything important?
And there he is. Hello, Stu. How you doing? No, not anything. Gave him the scratch.
CEO's timing is impeccable, isn't it?
Great. Huh? It's good. It sounded like a good conversation, though.
It was a very productive
Important
conversation. It's just timing is that when you're literally, there's no other.
You got to walk in.
There's no other business conversation, let's say, that I've had. Especially one like that, which you heard the subject matter of it. So, pretty important, yeah.
That's
central. Like central.
Some might say that.
But then you're looking over or I'm looking over my shoulder saying, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. And then, unfortunately, what happens to poor Andrew is that if the conversation continues to go on, Andrew, get up. It's like we sit in 2 seats, and just so you know what it's all about is that I have the scoring, like the score that you see in Pelota. There's one computer that does it. Literally, the computer program goes back to, I believe, 1992 Daytona Highlight. And originally back when our CEO was putting this together, he said, well, it can't possibly be the case. And it said, well, yes. He said, the tow company says the last time we used this was at Daytona Highlight. And I went, Daytona Highlight? Daytona was a dog track. I mean, it was a dog track. And he said, when was the last time it was Highlight? It was like the 90s. And there's the computer right there. And fortunately, the same hardware.
That's incredible. It's still working.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with 2 minutes to go here, yeah.
Works great, honestly.
No, so that's the whole thing with if Andrew has to get up because I'm in a conversation. Or on rare occasions, there's been times where I'm interacting with a player, having a player interaction. Something that the player is just like, under no circumstances am I going to throw it with my backhand today. Why? Because I woke up and I'm in a bad mood and I don't want to throw backhand, period. and you can't make me because it doesn't say so in my contract. It's when I have to have a nice, quiet conversation with them. Sometimes Andrew winds. Andrew, could you take over, please?
I got it.
Ah, the fun of highlight.
Yeah.
Did you say hi to everybody did you say hi for me?
I didn't say hi for you, but Mark Butler was the only one that is coming in late. So, Mark, hello. And then we got everyone else. Mark, I'm a little confused. What made you
being the experienced players and when? Oh, you mean what made us bring the experienced players and when?
That could
Our players got good enough to compete against some experienced players in 2019. We brought in Ikeda and Ron as they got better. We see fine Ben. We see Ben here just asking for the fine. Time.
He's a little too prepared, but might cost him. We got game number 1.
I hope it was worth it. Just cost you $25, my brother.
Uh-oh.
All right, moving on. Oh, you don't care? All right, no problem. Time to begin game 1. It is a spectacular 7. Doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving the red shirts, post 1, Cool Fitness and Manny. Receiving the blue shirts, post 2, CRB's in the front court. The guy in the back court just lost $25 because he can't stay in the cage during a practice. That's Ben. There's Ikeda laughing at you standing outside of the cage. I know, it's kind of funny. Cool Fitness serves. Cool Fitness serves. We begin. Ben at the 8 line, the powerful backhand. Rebote. Ben's there. Powerful throw by Ben. Point. And that's a second fine. My goodness, Ben. Point 2. CRB, talk to your partner. White shirts post 3, Caden, Tennessee. Disrespecting Manny of all people. Yeah, good luck getting your basket repaired, buddy.
Yeah. Dropped down 10 spots on the list. Yeah. Maybe off completely.
The thing is that Manny actually loves Ben because of his work ethic. I mean, that's the true story. Beautiful catch by Tennessee deep in the backcourt. There's Ben. Backhand from the 11. Ben again from the 11. Ikeda on the forehand from the 9 line. Ooh, the first catch is the one we count. Point 2. Green shirts at post 4 are now receiving. We have Benetrix in the front court with Flores in the back. Benetrix picks the serve. The drop shot. Inside placement scores for Benetrix, point 4. Were you admiring his form? Black shirts at post 5 receiving. Julian and El Barba. Why were you just standing there watching him throw it?
Bro, if I move up, he's going to throw it back on.
And you catch it. El Barba, tip ball back in the backcourt, point 4. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, we'll just let that one pass and move on. Yellow shirts of post 6, we have Arta with Gallo. See, it's knowing who to know to play with, Andrew, and who not to play with. Absolutely. No, it is. Here's the backhand by Benetrix. Gallo's there. Flores up high. Fine catch. Gallo now from the 13 line. Backhand to the outside. Arts is looking for it. What a play by Arta. That's fantastic. Move to the outside, through the shot, point 6. Pink shirts of post 7 now receiving. Lalu and Benny. There's a backhand by Benny. Rebote, oh, that one didn't work. Point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive are the purple shirts of post 8. In the front court is Juice, receiving in the back court, Cabrera. See, sometimes if you poke El Barba at the wrong time, it's not. Yeah, I've learned that over the 8 years with microphones, so it's. That ball's tipped in the front court off the serve, point 7. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game, returning red shirts of post 1. Cool Fitness in the front court, Manny in the back. There's the backhand. Here's Manny. Point 7. Seven with 4 points. Now receiving white shirts of post 3. We have Ikeda and Tennessee. Tennessee moves to the outside to make the catch. Benny got up there. Forehand by Ikeda. Lalu's there. Ikeda calls for Rebote. Fine Rebote. Lalu from the backhand. Rebote again. Benny on the bounce. Tennessee up high. Beautiful catch at the 12 line. Rebote forehand. Benny's there. Tennessee down low, makes the catch, holds on. That clears the overhead screen. Rebote coming out. Tennessee with the catch. Powerful backhand to the inside. Benny from the 12. Here's the backhand. Rebote forehand. Caught by Lalu. Ball tipped in the back. That's on the wall the whole way. Well played by all 4 players. Point goes to the 7. Straight points to a possible game point for the pink shirts of post 7. That's Lalu and Benny. Trying to stop them are CRB in the front court and the oh-so-rude Ben in the back court. Backhand by Ben, powerfully thrown to the inside. Benny's there. CRB hopping in at the 8. Backhand by Benny. Ben on the catch. Rotate left side. Powerful backhand by Ben. Benny's there. Rebote by Lalu. Rebote left side. What a catch by Ben. Fine forehand. Right to the forehand of Lalu. Rebote saved by Ben. Big bounce to the inside. Oh, Benny got that at the 13. CRB stepped in, tipped it, point, and a perfect game to the pink shirts of post 7. That is Lalu and Benny. 7 wins at 4 serves to 2. This is Police and Show Point. Andrew, can you imagine doing anything else for a living? Seriously? I mean, the amount of fun. between the
I'm
high
having
lie, your sense of humor. Ben. There's a backhand by Ben to the inside. Oh, CRB. Great catch on the forehand. Flores from the 11. That hit the overhead screen. 2 places, 4 shows. Unofficial order finish 7-4. Your prices will be up in a moment. There are your prices. Prices and results official from Game 1. Coming in first, post 7. Alalu and Benny taking second, post 2. CRB and Ben. Coming in third, post 4. That's Benetrix and Flores. 7-2-4. The official order finish for our first game. $2 Quinella 2-7. That's first and second in any order. $23.20. Trifecta 7-2-4. $129.20. $2 wager on 7 to win. $7.60. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Game 2. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. There are no scratches in Game 2. However, don't forget that Nicholas is scratched in his scheduled appearances beginning in Game 5. Games 5, 6, 7, and 8 take out Nicholas. Put in the program sub at the bottom of the page. Post time for Game 2. And the Daily Double. Now just 6 minutes away.
About 4 minutes till we begin Game 2.
4 whole minutes. So Andrew, how was? Well, we didn't have a day. Yeah, how was? So how was your evening?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Not bad. Basketball started, Stu, and then it ended this morning.
So everybody knows that I don't follow sports. I just don't follow sports. I do, however, follow the news.
Yeah.
And I saw something
there was some news
that I'm not qualified to talk about. I mean, other than, what the news was saying. I just know that when the FBI is making an announcement about anything, it's usually not a parade.
Well, I know you'll find this particularly interesting, Stu.
I find everything you say interesting.
Terry Rozier is the player in question because the coach Chauncey Billups, who was in question, there was something about poker. We don't care. We don't care about that. We care about the gambling.
I played poker when I was like 12.
Right, it's pertinent to our sport and what we do. The thing that's most interesting is the NBA did a whole investigation on Terry Rozier. He had to sit out.
I did hear something.
And they cleared him of any wrongdoing. And then day 2 of the regular season. Day 2 of the regular season. Let me finish that thought. The FBI comes down and arrests him. Where's the disconnect there?
I will say this. I wouldn't expect, for instance, I wouldn't expect the NBA to have the investigative powers of the...
For sure.
Like, for instance, it's like, we're talking about the feds. And
right.
If the feds want to surveil something, I will say that, and he is deceased. So I had a family friend growing up. And, he was my parents' age, of course.
Yeah.
We lived in Miami. It was the 70s and 80s. He was an accountant. And in the 80s in Miami, accountancy and banking connections, all of Brickell, all those high-rises. I mean, before you got in there,
okay.
All those banks.
Before I cleaned it up,
I'm not going to say anything about how they got built, but suffice it to say that if anybody has seen Scarface, the bags of money, I had some exposure to some of that in my youth. And so he was under federal investigation. And I was an adolescent, and I would go over and visit. He and his, they were childhood friends. And there was an ice cream truck parked about a block from his house.
Oh.
Couldn't buy ice cream from it. So we were sitting in the house, and he said, oh yeah, no, they're listening now. And I said, well, it seems a little paranoid. I was like 16 or 17. He says, did you see the ice cream truck outside?
Yeah.
Did you try to buy ice cream? I So they're sitting in it with basically this listening device that can hear everything that. So no bugs in the house? No. And so my point being that I don't know if the NBA has the power of surveillance that the feds do. That the feds do. I just know that federal I have known of a few federal investigations, and that
this will be very interesting to see how this ends. This will be
best wishes for all innocent parties, especially anybody who made a wager. My God, that was taken away from them because of malfeasance. Well, that's something that, as you know, in this business, I have no. I mean, that to me is like
prop bets, too. That's why they're tough, and they don't offer them in college really at all because think about how many college kids are playing sports across this country.
My goodness.
Tens of thousands. Yeah. If you put it under, it's easier to do under, in the case of, say, I'm hurt, I come out of the game early, play a minute, and, all my unders hit.
It doesn't take much to do that.
Right. It's pretty simple to do, and there's so many sports in college that they don't do it, but I think you're probably going to get closer to that in the pros, too, now.
Can you imagine prop bets with my announcing?
Well,
is Stu going to lose it today?
No funny business because you don't know what's coming next. It's totally genuine. That would be something you could bet on.
Is Stu going to lose his bet?
That would be fun.
Time to begin game 2, spectacular 7, a singles match. Tennessee serves, El Barber receives.
Mo, we don't talk about that ice cream truck.
But that's a dead serious story. I mean, it goes back to 1986, but yeah, the ice cream truck that did not sell ice cream. Inside placement scores, and El Barber looks at Tennessee and laughs in his face. Damn. Wow. Tough. White shirt to post 3. Here's Juice.
But, Nate was running legitimate business out of his ice cream truck. We saw the shots.
Ball tipped. That's an overserve. Point 3. Green shirt to post 4, Cool Fitness.
That's one of the best lines in the movies, too. The
what?
$1 $20. Yeah, for Nate.
With Nate. Yeah, you're talking about Magic City Hustle and that. Oh, no. That was legitimate. Yeah, even though there was an Uzi in the back of the...
Yeah, we don't talk about that. The ice cream was good, though.
Here's Cool Fitness on the catch. There's the backhand. Rebote forehand just missed, point 4. Black shirt to post 5. Here's CRB. No, we told Nate you just can't bring it into the highlight fronton. There are no guns in the highlight fronton. Now, when they showed the Uzi, actually what's funny about that is I was dating someone at the time. I believe you met him, and we're still very close friends. And he watched it on his own. And I said, what was your favorite part of Magic City Hustle back like when it came out? And he said, the ice cream man with the Uzi. I said, you mean the highlight player? He said, yeah. The ice cream man with the Uzi was my favorite. That's a great save by Cool Fitness. Got to it before the second bounce. CRB sends it back. Rebote coming out. Cool Fitness eyes on the rotate. Puts it inside. That scoop attempt not going to make it. Great effort by Cool Fitness. Point 4. 2 points for the 4 post. Here's the yellow shirt of post 6. Apparently still in a mood. Ben. Ben on the forehand. He passes. Rebote. Left side to the outside. Just out. Point 6. Receiving in the pink shirt of post 7, number 23, Ikeda. Alex Dixon, commentary is off the charts today. I'll explain it in between the next break, but they are looking for a change in the type of announcing that we do even during our battle court games. So this is kind of practice for that. Not this loose. Nowhere near this loose, but looser. Rebote forehand by Ben. Rebote. Ikeda to the outside. Ben's there. Karam. Red end stopped by Ikeda. Ikeda low and hard to the inside. That will score. Well played by Ikeda, point 7. Purple shirt to post 8 to complete the first round of play. Cabrera. Alex Dixon, not really hyped. The men's are working. Here's a backhand by Cabrera. Ikeda takes it on the bounce beautifully at the 10 line. Big backhand to pass. Robote. Backhand to the inside. Ikeda goes down low, takes it in the air. Big backhand to follow. Scoop by Ikeda. Sidearm carom will score. Well played by both players, 0.7. Ikeda has 2 points. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return the red at post 1, Tennessee. Thank you, Alex. No, I mean, the sense of humor back here is pretty good. There's a balance that has to be achieved. We have to keep it in Pelota as close to professional as possible. But no, Andrew and I have a good time playing. We have a good time with the players, and occasionally things do go off. You know, it can be a little tense. Beautiful scoop by Tennessee. Ikeda on the catch. Backhand. Oh. 0.7. You okay? Seven with 4 points. Here's post 2, El Barba. Robote, left side, to the outside, is out of play, 0.7. Six points for the 7 post. Ikeda's gone straight points. Possible game point. Trying to stop him. White shirt at post 3. Juice. There's forehand. Ikeda makes the catch. Juice tipped the ball. That is point. And a perfect game to the pink shirt of post 7. Ikeda. 7 wins at 4 places. 6, 2, and 3 are playing off for third place. 6 first serves to 2. Backhand by El Barba. There's the catch by Ben. Ben on the forehand to the inside. El Barba. Backhand powerfully thrown. Robote coming out. Robote forehand by Ben. That's too high. That hit the overhead screen. Point 2. Possible show point. El Barba receiving. Post 3. Juice. We'll turn them around now. This is show point. There's a backhand by El Barba, powerfully thrown to pass. Robote, forehand. Scoop attempt is missed. That is a third place finish for post 2, El Barba. 7-4-2, unofficial order of finish. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results and prices are official. Coming in first, post 7. Ikeda taking second, post 4. Cool Fitness coming in third, post 2. El Barba 7-4-2, the official order of finish for our second game. First half of the Daily Double, number 7.
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, game 3. Oh, wait. I got to read prices. I haven't seen prices yet. Magic City to the prices gods. Magic City to the prices gods. Please make the prices. Oh. That means that the prices have not gone electronically from the tote system to the Teleview. I'll always call it Teleview. It's not called Teleview anymore. So we just need to get a refresh. I think I don't know how their system works, so I can't. There we go. $2 daily double 7-7 23.60. $2 on 7 to win. $6. Page will flip, and we will see a Quinella, a trifecta, $2 Quinella 4-7, $25. Trifecta 7-4-2, $2.35 even. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game 3. It is a spectacular 7. Doubles match, played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Post time 4. Game number 3. Now just 7 minutes away. Good luck. So here we have the practice. I'll now narrate everything that's going on, especially since someone's leaving me by myself tomorrow night. Don't think I don't feel abandoned.
Oh, tomorrow? Yeah.
Don't say all day that you intend to do it all day. Switch, straight forward. Because if you say all day now and you don't do it, you're going to light yourself on the microphone.
I can't, I was thinking back, what was the last Battle Court game day that I wasn't here for? And I think it was in April of 2023. I remember I watched El Barba sub and they beat Zuleika 6-0 in a set. I remember that. I don't know who played. I just remember it was the first set. It was 6-0 and I couldn't believe it watching on television.
So that stuff happens every now and then. And when it does, it's fun. I mean, it really is fun when the guys go out there and it's just a different pace of play that sometimes, screws up guys with experience.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just the way it is. And El Barba I always think back to the Us and Jack with El Barba and Johan. Johan, of course, will be playing with our friends to the north, up 95.
Yeah.
Has become one of the top front quarters in the world. And our El Barba almost beat him in straight points. And then came back, and then Johan came back. And then remember that? On possible game or match or whatever we called it, point, El Barbo goes with this serve from China. With all due respect to, because Hailai was in China, but he goes with this serve that's like, no one taught him. He's never seen it anywhere. It was like a carambola serve, like a cortada serve, carambola, whatever, with possible everything on the board. And it's like, why? At that point, I wasn't quite as free on the microphone as I am now, but literally I was sitting here, and what I do when I get frustrated? I usually push away from the microphone, shake my head, and just kind of curse. It's like, oh my goodness, why? Why would you do that?
Oh my God. If I remember correctly, I think the serve hit the side, I think he just hooked it so bad. I think he hit the side wall. I mean, you serve at the 11 line. The serve, I think, hit the side wall at the 8. I mean, he almost hit Johan. It was closer to Johan than I think it was.
Johan was just so
the front wall.
Johan was just so calm.
Oh man!
I just remember the look on his face was like, okay, and just walked off.
And that was it.
And that was it.
Oh my God! I may have to watch that again, Stu. That was. I mean, you unlocked the memory, but that is one of the better ones that we've had here.
So, Andrew, I do have to say this. So, Scott was looking for something completely different in everything, including the announcing. And it took me 2 years to get used to it. Everybody knows the story that I really was not, for people who think, because I think people were thinking that I was being resistant and difficult. I just sincerely did not understand what he wanted.
Right.
Now, this
Yeah.
is kind of what you're hearing now is kind of an extreme version of what I don't think he was like all the way out here. He did tell me literally the first day that I met him. The first day that I met Scott was here, and he had heard that Mr. Licciardi, who was with the program at the time, had asked me to announce. And Scott looked at me very seriously, very intently, and we had a little talk. And he said, "I like a reverence."
Oof. It's the wrong guy to tell that
And I
to.
had just been with these guys at North Miami at for 6 months, and I was like, "Oh," it's like, "Oh, in the microphone?" And he was, no, it wasn't quite like this. I understand. And I was like, but there was no line. There was no line, and it's like, as we know, especially if I'm, off. Let's just say, I'm a moody guy. I really am.
Switch, 7-8, please.
So if I'm off, sometimes I can be tough. So I think we've avoided that. But my whole point being that, I'm glad you came to highlight in this time, because by history, it was really just point 2, excellent catch, point 3, and some frontons just announced points.
Right.
That was it, and the prices.
As a kid, I would always hope the point would go long enough so the announcer would start to say something. That was literally,
highlight?
yeah. I was like, when the announcer starts talking, it's a good point. That was literally what we would say within our family at that time.
I'll tell you, it always came down basically from fronton management was what they were looking for. It's like by tradition, Miami, going back maybe to the 1940s or 50s, so before the next frontons were built. Miami was around 30, whatever years it was, 36 years before the second fronton was built. So they always had play-by-play. They were always serious about play-by-play. Not necessarily every volley, but they were always serious about play-by-play. Daniel less so. And like a fantastic announcer, Tony, up in Orlando. I mean, Tony had a great voice. His timing was great. He was a super nice guy. He is a super nice guy. Imagine he's still around there. There have been some really, some good highlight announcers, but depending upon the fronton sets the tone of how much play-by-play there is.
Yeah. And I also can get why some management would say that you say the same thing over and over and over again. It could get boring or redundant and, maybe not what the crowd wants to hear.
In-house, too, especially when they were filled with people.
Yeah.
You're really kind of... the crowd noise, it's like if you look at some of those old videos that are on YouTube, you can hear the crowd noise on old videos that have been posted to... The crowd noise was serious. There were times where players couldn't hear each other.
That's great.
Yours, mine. That's how loud it used to get.
When you get to those championships, Friday nights, playoff rounds, it gets pretty loud in here, too.
Oh,
I can
here?
imagine there's issues with that, the
absolutely.
communication, but, yeah, that's awesome, Stu. Well, we got game 3, another doubles.
Time to begin our third game. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match, played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts, post 1, we have CRB and Ben. Receiving blue, post 2, Benetrix and Flores. There's a serve. We begin with an underserve, point 2. Receiving, white shirt, post 3, Arta and Gallup. There is the rebote by Arta. Benetrix aggressively at the side wall. That point goes to the 3. Green shirts, post 4. We have Julian and El Barba. The ace will score. Point 3, black shirts, post 5, receiving. We have Juice and Cabrera. Here's the backhand by Cabrera. Robote coming out. Gallo on the catch. Low cortada. Cabrera got to that to make the catch. The backhand. That's a great effort by Cabrera. That ball hit too high on the front wall, which is out of play. Point 3. For 3 points. Yellow shirts, post 6 are receiving. We have Cool Fitness and Manny. Yes, Mr. Warner did make his opinion of the closure of Newport known closing night. There's another announcer that did that at Hartford. Scott. I just remember his first name was Scott. I don't remember his last name. He played at amateur. Placement to the inside. Stopped by Arta. 2-0 by Arta. Stopped by Cool Fitness. Cool Fitness got that back in play. There's Gallo. Robote forehand. Gallo catches it in the air. Light touch to the inside. Oh, left side, buddy. Left side. Point 3. 3 with 4 points. Pink shirts, post 7. Lalu and Benny. Mark Hollinger. So, Goanaga would get a substitution. What are you talking about? A backward substitution? Late game substituting for late game players. Early game substitute. Well, we don't have more early game players substitute in the early games, which is why you see the Lalu-Benny combination again. Point 7. Here now to complete the first round receive. Purple shirts, post 8. Ikeda and Tennessee. There's a backhand by Tennessee. Benny's there. Benny on the catch. Robote forehand. There's a backhand by Benny. Another one on the catch. Backhand. Low runner. Scooped up by Tennessee. It's a fine catch. Keeps it inside. Benny's there. Backhand again by Tennessee. Powerfully thrown. Wall to wall. Lalu on the Robote. Ikeda takes it on the bounce. Inside from the 8 line. Benny now from the 11. Robote forehand by Ikeda. Lalu going in. Lets it pass. Here's Benny. Ikeda, tough catch there at the sidewall. Big backhand, that took off. Just hit the overhead screen, point 7. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. Returning red shirts of post 1. CRB with Ben. Jerry Atheson. I took my son to Daytona Highlight. Okay, so that's many, many years ago. The first thing he said was, "It smells like death." Oh, because it was so quiet. That's a fond highlight memory. Here's a backhand by Ben. Lalu powerfully to the corner, out to the Robote. CRB's on it. Lalu went to take it in the air, tipped the ball, point 1. One serves to post 2. Taking the court, we have a Benetrix and Flores. Point 1. Receiving the green shirts of post 4. Julian and El Barba. There's a backhand by El Barba. Catch by Ben. CRB gets in there. Oh my, the Philo by CRB will score point 1. 6 points for the one post. That's CRB and Ben. Trying to stop them are Juice and Cabrera. Floater caught in the backcourt by Cabrera. Ben stops it on the forehand from the 12 line. Ben on the rebote. That's well played. Juice got in there, has a tip ball. Point in game. Posts one. That is CRB and Ben. Both of you were doing it? Seriously, both. Well, I mean, you did win the game, so I guess you can. Yeah, 2 Eagles stretching out their wings to dry. 1-3-7. Unofficial order finished for Game 3. Results and prices are official. Coming in first, post 1, CRB and Ben. Taking second, post 3, Artin. Gallo coming in third, post 7, Lalu and Benny. That was kind of funny there at the end. Constellation, the Quinella, 1 all $5, 3 all $3.40. $2 wager on 1 to win, $14.60. And turnaround is there. They are. So in the trifecta, 137, $336.20. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game number 4. This is when the players start to change in the program. It's what we call our middle game singles. Game 4, spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Game 4 will conclude the early pick 3. Post time for game 4. It's now just 5 minutes away. Good luck. So, Miss South Florida, I think that's what it says. Miss South FLA 1138. Who will be our announcer at blank? We'll do that as Maglibs. Yes, I saw what you wrote. So, as you know, this announcer's booth has not officially confirmed where the move is going to be to. We have just acknowledged that there will be a move. It has been discussed publicly, just not publicly broadcast. We're waiting for our press release from the C-suite of the World Highlight League, and as soon as we get one, we'll be happy to talk about that. But if you're asking about announcers moving forward, I mean, I think that Andrew, are you coming back? Are you going to follow the program wherever it goes in 2026?
I haven't heard otherwise, so I hope so. And I think we need Stu. Stu's pretty important. But
I have no problem sharing this. I just got a picture.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to describe it. But I very sincerely recognize part of it. Andrew, would you like to see this picture?
Do I? I'm kidding. Oh, my God.
Now,
my God.
I'm going to speak in a riddle.
Oh, my God. See, he's shaking. I can tell.
I'm going to speak in a riddle here. Sorry, you guys got to put up with it. Say it again. What camera? Oh, your camera. Sorry, the director said something in my head and just distracted me. So, Andrew, I'm going to speak in a riddle to you, and I imagine that others may hear it as well, and who will understand. So. So, the speed with which the subject of this picture has taken place has everything to do with why that location is the best location for the future of this program.
For
no
sure.
fuss, no muss. Sorry, guys, you're just gonna have to guess what the picture is. But you see the timing of that and the professionalism of that and where we're at. You see that? See that?
I did see it.
Yeah. You put Mr. Savin together with, it's a very short list. I mean, he can work with anybody, but it's a very short list. You put Mr. Savin together with a few people, though, and it's just like magic happens.
Yes.
And I'm really not one of them. I'm the first one to tell you. It's like, in all seriousness, I am good at execution. For instance, Scott, he asked me to do things with the players, and he says, I want a particular type of player. And then I go out amongst the pool of highlight players, and I try to find what he wants. And for the most part, things have been okay. As far as control back here, okay, yeah, JR and I together.
Yeah.
As far as the announcing, whatever he asked, I have changed it up significantly. But as far as like coming up with new ideas, no. I have one significant new idea that has nothing to do with this industry.
Yeah.
Behavioral health, inpatient behavioral health. I mean, I have roughly a 40-page document that was created over the course of years.
Yeah.
And there's really good work in there, and I acknowledge that. But outside of that, and especially with Highlight, where so many things have been tried over the years. Like, for instance, someone made a comment about Newport Highlight and the opinion, that was expressed. And I have no problem with Mike Warner and, of course, the players. And but I did speak to the owner, and she had a very specific opinion of her experience, and she made it known at that dinner. And her experience resulted in that outcome at that particular facility. It was based on experience. And let's say it has nothing to do with that, but if someone says to you, oh, this group or person killed my father,
Right, you'd have you'd feel a certain type of way.
You feel a particular type of way. Yeah, the stress did this. It's like, oh my, that's a bit. And said it without even a hint of like, haha, or
Yeah.
No, it was a very
Dead
serious
serious.
comment that was made. Time. But that picture is amazing. It'll be shared with you at some point. Time to begin our fourth game. It is a spectacular 7. Singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round play. Serving red shirt post 1. Lalu receiving blue post 2. Arta. Served by Lalu. Begins game 4. Beautiful catch by Arta. Lalu is there. 2-all. Stop by Lalu. Lalu passing. Arta gets in there. He knew where to go to make the rebote. That just hit the overhead screen. Good positioning. Ball out of play. Point 1. 1 gets the first point of our fourth game. That'll bring to the court the white shirt at post 3, Benny. Mark, I just saw your question. I'll answer it in between games. Rebote left side. Catch by Lalu. Outside placement. Stop by Benny. Benny with the carom. Well placed. Lalu will take it on the backhand. Powerful backhand. 3 walls. That will score. Point 1. 1 on the board with 2 points. Here's the green shirt at post 4, Echeberry. Yeah, Mark, stay tuned. In between games, I'll flirt my best around the answer to that question. Robote forehand by Lalu. Robote left side by Echeverry. Lalu is there, winding up. Costello inside at the wall. Echeverry, excellent control. What a save. Drop shot will score. 1-1. Along with 3 points, here's the black shirt at post 5, worn by Goanaga. Backhand by Goanaga. Robote 2-all. Goanaga stops it. The carom return beautifully made to score. 0.5. Yellow shirt of post 6. Manny receives. Here's the backhand by Manny. Robote left side. Manny's there. That's out. 0.6. Entering the court, the pink shirt of post 7, worn by Julian. Excellent catch by Julian off the wall. Powerful backhand follows. Manny out for the Robote. To the inside. Little kick. Julian's got it. Catch by Manny at the 11 line. Julian out from the 8. Robote forehand by Manny. Julian powerfully from the 9. Hits pass. Robote coming low. Manny makes a save. Inside it goes. Pico Robote from the left side. Stopped by Julian. Carom by Manny. Julian gets the outside, makes the stop. Carom return. Stopped by Manny. Manny clears the screen. Caught by Julian. A well-played point by both players. Julian gets the point. 0.7. To complete the first round of play, the purple of post 8, Hyro. Here's a backhand by Hyro. Robote forehand. Scoop by Hyro. Scoop by Hyro. 0.8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, blue of post 2, Arta. Wow. You've been practicing that? 0.2. White shirt post 3, Benny receives. Over serve, 0.3. Green shirt post 4, Echeverry receives. Backhand by Etcheberry. Benny's there. Forehand, Rebote miss at the 7 line, point 3. Benny has 4 points, returning with 3 points. The red at post 1, Lalou. Lalou, fine catch, strong backhand. Rebote coming out. Rebote left side. That's a nice save by Benny. Lalou powerfully to the inside. Benny's there, 2-all. That does not open. Lalou stops it out at the 9 line. Karam return, lands in. That scores, point 1. Possible game point for the red shirt at post 1, Lalou. Trying to stop him, Goanaga, the black at post 5. There's backhand by Lalou. Ball tip, pointing game, post 1, Lalou. No playoff here, 3 places, 2 shows. Unofficial order finish, 1-3-2. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from Game 4 are now official. Coming in first, post 1, Lalou. Taking second, post 3, Benny. Coming in third, post 2, Arta. 1-3-2, the official order finish for our 4th game. We'll have your prices in a moment. As you see, the practice for our 5th game already underway. We can tell you about the scratch, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that Nicholas is scratched in all his scheduled appearances today. That scratch begins to take effect in Game 5. Game 5, post 6, take out Nicholas. Replace Nicholas with Cabrera. Game 5, post 6, take out Nicholas. Replace Nicholas with Cabrera. Game 6, post 6, take out Nicholas. Replace Nicholas with Gaucheri. There are your prices. Early pick 3, 711, 3 of 3 numbers, $556.80. $2 wager on 1 to win, $17.60. $2 Quinello, 1-3, $25.80. $2 trifecta, 1-3-2, $316.20. Back to the scratches. Up next is Game 5. Game 5 is a spectacular 7. Doubles match. There is a scratch. Game 5, post 6. In the backcourt, take out Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Cabrera. Take out Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Cabrera. Game 6, post 6. Take out Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Gaucheri. Take out Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Gaucheri. Oh, players misbehaving. Okay. Game 7, in a playful kind of way. Game 7, post 2, take out Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Benny. Game 7, post 2, take out Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Benny. Finally, Game 8, post 1, take out Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Douglas. Game 8, post 1, take out Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Douglas. Nicholas is scratched in all his scheduled appearances. If you have a program in front of you, it's the program sub for the backcourt in each one of those games. Post time now 7 minutes away for Game 5 with its 1 scratch. Again, Nicholas is out, post 6. Replace Nicholas with Cabrera. That's now Goanaga and Cabrera. So, where was that question? Mark asking a question. Once again, so when you move to the other side, there's lots of things on the other side of the airport. There's like a lot of things on the other side of the airport. So yeah, I mean, there's a whole warehouse district, which would be a good idea to take this court, move it into a big warehouse. Yeah, that was actually something that was discussed. So, the question is, though, will you be using... Let's take your V and change that to an A. Will you be using a full-size fronton? So okay, so this part I'm not being a wise ass, and I'm not giving you a problem. But so fronton is the building in which Jai is played. Cancha is the court. So the building in which we're playing Jai is the fronton. You go down to the fronton to play Jai. When you go onto the court, you go onto the cancha. So are we using a full size? Now, full size. Not an aggressive debate. Sorry, I was bored earlier, and I did one of the things that Andrew did, but I'm going to hold on to this because you did a nice job with it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Right. So you're asking, are we going to be using a full size? So the court at Casino Miami, 176 feet. The court at Dania, 178 feet. The court at the MGM Vegas, I believe, with the walls, I believe, are still standing. I believe that was like 170, like right around 170. Then you have like Mexico City, which is 204 or something like that, as well as... So in other words, you have all different lengths of court. So are we going to be continuing with short court? The answer to that question is yes. Wherever it is that we are moving, we will be playing short court Jai. Now, there may be a little surprise as far as it being a little less short, but it will not be a 150-foot court, 170-foot court, 176-foot court. It will not be a 178. It will not be that. No. It will be very much like what we have now. Part of it, anyway. That's the most I can say. Are they building a soccer stadium on the southeast corner of Miami International Airport?
Yes,
definitely. You can see it. It was, Melreese Golf Course? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I always wonder what course it was. And it looked a nice little par 3 right there, and now it's the back corner of a parking lot.
And one of the few public golf courses, here, that was part of the debate.
It was a huge problem. I think it had the junior program.
Did it really?
Yeah, something with the South Florida PGA or something was running out of there.
See, we have no shortage of golf courses here. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, it's like, golf course capital of the United States?
Well, if you go up a little north, it's even more ridiculous.
So, like, Georgia has more golf courses than Florida?
I don't know for sure, but I would guess that Florida and California are the top two, and Florida could very easily be number one. Just you can play all year round, even if you get out the West Coast. I mean, I go to Arizona and play a golf trip in the winter. You wake up, it's 35, 40 degrees at 8 a.m. out there. I mean, it's not golfing weather, Stu. Not when you're used to playing at 75 or 80.
Curious, what's your preferred? I know I've never asked you this question before. What is your preferred tee time?
Oh,
Andrew's preferred tee time.
If I had a perfect tee time, I could hit cryo in the morning. It'd probably be like 12. Yeah, 12:30. But with age, I'm moving it up. Okay. I used to like 2, 3, because then I'd have my morning, I could sleep in. But now I'm up. Yeah, I can't sleep that late anymore. I'm up. I want to get moving. I want to have a little day. I want to come back earlier. So, 12. Yeah, 11:30, 12. Let's go with that. Yeah.
Well, you've heard me say this, that, when my grandfather retired, he retired to a golf course community. That's what he wanted. And...
I know his time.
For the 20 years that he was there, from retirement through the time he stopped playing golf, 7 a.m., 3 days a week. At his funeral, the guys who handled the bags and carts basically came and said, "Just so you know, we saw your grandfather." I never saw him.
Every day.
So, Mark, no, dropping the Pelota games. The Pelota games may actually make an appearance. We're just not doing so. To have licensed Pelota games on top of a move, on top of battle court, on top of. I mean, this is really organized chaos.
Yeah.
This really is organized chaos.
A lot of moving parts.
And the guys behind the scenes that we work with, specifically Lindsay and a fella named Brian and Andres, and there's a few other people who just, you don't see their names up there. Walter with a bad hand. I mean,
he deserves.
there are people who are making this thing happen,
Yeah.
but there's so much going on that because of the state's fiscal year, we don't have, we're covered as far as Pelota games. So Pelota games may be making a reappearance in the second half of 2026, but to try to get everything done for February, that's a bit much. So this was the easiest route. And as far as will they have a disadvantage on the, it's going to be a change. We were just talking about that, where there will be a number of changes. Ball changes, the way the ball works on the surfaces.
Even for some of these players, too, I mean, it's just a completely different court.
At every level, there's going to be a change. And I've been asked, what's the change? It's like, we're not going to know until we get there. It's the same thing here.
It may take a full season. I mean, 2.
Time to begin Game 5. It is a spectacular 7. Doubles match, play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts, post 1, we have Alex and Julian. Receiving in the blue, post 2, Jairo and Manu. Alex serves. We begin with an underserve. Point 2. That'll bring to the court the white shirts of post 3. Iturbide with Gallo. Yes. Pelota games, pari-mutuel games are licensed, and you actually pay a per game fee, are licensed in advance with the state of Florida. Forehand by Gallo. Manu lets it pass. Robote forehand by Jairo. Iturbide on the catch. Has a tip ball. Point 2. 2 on the board with 2 points. Here's post 4. Etcheberry and Benny. As a matter of getting into the weeds of pari-mutuels, licenses are transferable within the same county in Florida. You can't transfer a license out of county, but you can move it within the county. That's been since 1998 or 1999. It's all done by legislation. Robote forehand. We got to hand the licenses to Andrew and tell him to watch them for us. Here's the backhand by Benny. Robote forehand by Jairo. Catch by Benny. Backhand from the 12 line. Manu's there. Catch by Benny. Backhand. Jairo's there. Jairo on the backhand. Benny at the 12 line. Etcheberry now from the 8. Powerfully thrown. Manu on the catch. Manu over the top. Benny advances. Manu from the 12. Right to the corner. Out to the Robote. What a catch by Manu at the 13. Powerful forehand. Point 2. Two with 3 points. Here are the black shirts at post 5. Goshiri and Ben. There's a catch by Ben. Backhand to the inside. Manu is there. Robote. Powerful backhand. I actually have a pretty good story about licenses that I can tell in between. Andrew, you interested? Point 2.
I'll be here.
2 with 4 points. Yellow shirts post 6. Gonaga and Cabrera. Cabrera substituting for the scratched Nicholas. There's a backhand by Cabrera, low runner, scooped up by Manu. Manu powerfully from the left side. Placement to the inside. The light touch will score, 0.6. Pink shirts of post 7. Benetrix and Douglas. Clean miss in the backcourt. Benetrix has this on the bounce. Powerful forehand. Rebote for Goanaga. Benetrix on the catch. Backhand from the 7. Rebote forehand. Goanaga makes the save. Benetrix takes it in the air. Backhand to pass. Rebote forehand. Douglas is there. Scoop by Cabrera. Nicely made. Scoop by Douglas. Here's the backhand. The bullet comes out. Excellent catch by Benetrix to the outside. Sidearm Karam opens and scores, 0.7. Taking the court, purple shirts post 8. This will complete the first round of play. Since I'm going to tell a license story before the next game, I will tell you, I can answer your question. Will we still have unique camera angles in 2026? Yes, we will still have unique camera angles in 2026. The answer to that question is yes. Underserve. 0.8. First round's complete. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First return. Red of post 1. Alex and Julian. Julian on the forehand. Aratz makes the catch. Backhand from the 10. Aratz again. It's time from the 11 to the inside. Alex looks for the rebote. Forehand rebote. Lalu is there. Powerful forehand rebote, wall to wall by Lalu. Alex makes the save, drops it inside. That will score. 0.1. Along with 2 points, here's post 3, the white shirts, Iturbide and Gallo. Gallo on the forehand over the top. Big bounce brought down by Julian at the 13. Iturbide midcourt. Alex is there. Backhand. Julian advances, makes the catch to the 8. Scoop by Iturbide. The outside placement. Lands out. 0.1. 4 points for the 1 team. Receiving the green shirts of post 4, Echeberry and Benny. It's an underserve, 0.4. Forward 2 points, here's post 5, the black shirts. Receiving a Gaucheri and Ben. Thank you, J.R. Sherman. It's Schumann. It's fun. It's fun for me too. I think Andrew enjoys it. Kind of. He looks like he's enjoying himself most of the time. Robote left side, high to the front wall. Gaucheri cuts it off. Fakes the carom, drops it inside. 2 bounces. It scores. 0.5. Jairo and Manu return to receive. Yeah, and in all seriousness, not discussing the details or naming the facility that we're going to, it really is just a question of having all the ducks in the row and literally, you know, the executives who have invested all of this time and money will let us know when we can talk about it openly. And I'm only too happy to do it that way. Here's Manu on the catch. Backhand. Powerfully thrown. Robote left side. By goes Sherry to the inside. Here's Manu from the 11 line. Powerful forehand by Manu. Robote by Gaucheri. Inside, Manu is there. Powerful, powerful backhand. Ben reaches back, makes the catch at the 13. Robote left side. Sherry on the Robote, back to the inside. On the wall, Manu is there. Higher on the catch. Ben. 0.2. Possible game point, blue shirts post 2, trying to stop them, post 6. Konaga Cabrera. Backhand by Cabrera will pass Robote. Rotate forehand. Cabrera on the catch. Backhand to the inside. What a powerful backhand by Manu. That's an excellent catch by Cabrera. Manu now on the forehand. Robote by Goanaga. Cabrera again, backhand to the inside, right to the corner. Manu is there. Tremendous catch. Robote left side by Goanaga. Big bounce brought down by Manu. Cabrera, powerful backhand. Robote coming out. Robote forehand by Jairo. Caught in the air by Cabrera. Outside placement. Lands in and scores. Beautifully executed by Manu. Point in game, post 2. Jairo and Manu. 2 wins it, 1 places, 4 serves to 5. This is a playoff for 3rd place. Mark, your evaluation of that is correct. If Manu was playing in, he has family here, so he hasn't gone over to Spain or France in the summers, but if he was in the Partido circuit, he would easily be in the top 3 backquarters in the world anywhere he played. He's catch by Ben, backhand from the 11 line. At 2-all, lands in and scores. 4 shows. Unofficial order finish, 2-1-4. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results are official. Coming in first, post 2, Jairo and Manu taking second, post 1. Alex and Julian coming in third, post 4, Echeberry and Benny. $2 Quinella, 1-2. First and second in any order, $23.60. Trifecta, 2-1-4, $150.60. $2 wager on 2 to win, $5.80. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, Game 6. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Game 6 will begin the late pick 3. There is a scratch. Game 6, post 6. Scratch Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Gaucheri. Game 6, post 6. Scratch Nicholas, replace Nicholas with a Gaucheri. Post time for Game 6 with its 1 scratch. Now just about 7 minutes away. Good luck. So, licenses, Andrew. Pari-mutuel licenses. So it's not just like you go to the state and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I always wanted to own a high-life fronton. Well, there are no more dog tracks, or horse racing or harness track. So I would like a license, please. It's a giant process. That begins at the local level.
Like
you have to have the approval of the local vote. And, yeah, it's just... So anyway, it's an involved process. Once upon a time, the licenses were far more restrictive than there are right now. They were location specific. I mean, to a location of property, and they only had a certain amount of months that you could play. For instance, right. Miami Jai-Alai from the 1930s, when you do have pari-mutuel wagering, licensed states would only be licensed for between 3, maybe 5 months. From 30s, 40s, 50s, etc. And that was it. And there was competition between the various pari-mutuel facilities here in South Florida. So the different dog tracks, Biscayne, Flagler, which is basically where we are now, which we named Magic City, Hollywood, they all had specific dates that they could operate. So in 1980, folks realized how well Miami Jai-Alai was doing as part of World Jai-Alai. And there was, and I encourage people to go on to Google and Google Miami Beach Kennel Club. Just look at the piece of property that it was on versus what's there today. Take a look at the Miami Beach Kennel Club. So it sat on this piece of property on Miami Beach that is... Even what they sold it for then doesn't even come close. Besides the point. So the owners of the Kennel Club in Miami Beach agreed to sell their property and the license. The license at that time was viewed as being as much as the property. I mean, now it's just like crazy. Literally, it was between First Street on South Beach, between First Street and like 3rd or 2nd or 3rd. Yeah. Where all those high rises are where the cruise ships go out by. Yeah, that was a dog track.
If I like Alton Road in that whole area?
Yeah. Next to Smith and Walensky.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. That was a dog track.
All right. Good piece of property.
Piece of property. Anyway, so what wound up happening was that even the dog tracks that were operating at the time recognized that Jai-Alai was really something special in 1980. And so the summer partnership was created. So Flagler Greyhounds, Biscayne Greyhounds, and Hollywood Greyhounds partnered with the former World Jai-Alai in acquiring Miami Beach Kennel Club and, more importantly, its license, and converted it from a Greyhound permit to a Jai-Alai permit, which was required by the state legislature to do it. State Gaming Authority, as someone brought up, Division of Pari-mutuel Wagering is what we call it here in the state of Florida.
Right.
And that permitted summer highlight. So Miami highlight was Miami highlight by itself for about 5 months out of the year as it was slowly deregulated. And let's say it was running year round, just to make it simple. So 6 months it was Miami highlight, and 6 months it was the summer partnership. Miami highlight with 3 dog tracks. And I think the kind of neat thing is that permit still lives, and it's one of the 3 permits that we use here at Magic City for these games.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy. Is that just county specific because we were the same county? Or
Yes.
Yeah, is that
Yes.
all there is?
Prior to 1988, and this had something to do with the company I was formerly with in Tampa, with Tampa Highlight, you couldn't move the license even in the same county. So
Wow.
the legislation changed, which made the license movable within the same county. But you can't take like this license and sell it and then move it up to like Broward or any place else. They're county specific. So, but now you can't, since 2000, whatever it was, somewhere in there, you can't move the license in the state. But we're playing under that permit back from 1980.
That's very cool.
That was a partnership between a highlight company and 3 dog tracks. And someone found the video of the transaction and posted it online the other day of the 3 dog tracks and the highlight signing the deal. It was like,
That's great.
Yeah, the news story on Channel 4, I believe it was. It was just awesome.
Do you know what it sold for, that
No,
piece
I
of
don't.
property?
No, in fact,
that's what I was curious.
I know that all the companies were private at that time.
Okay.
They weren't publicly traded. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it exists somewhere what
Yeah.
the price was, but no, I can't. What the property would be worth now, I mean,
I can't even imagine.
What?
9 figures?
Yeah, exactly.
It could be 10.
$1 billion
yeah.
for that piece of property. I have absolutely no idea what the
Yeah,
property would
I
be
mean-
worth. Time to begin Game 6. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Played at 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Alex serves and Iñaki receives. Under serve, point 2. White shirt, up post 3. Arats receives. Two all. Stopped by Iñaki. Iñaki on the forehand. That will score on the return, point 2. Green shirt, post 4. Iturbide receives. There's the backhand by Iturbide. There's a backhand by Iñaki. Iñaki makes the catch. Costado 2 all. Perfectly executed by Iñaki to score, point 2. Black shirt to post 5. Douglas is receiving. Thank you, Mark. I'm glad you enjoyed the story. It is a good story. It is a good story. Old school pari-mutuels and licenses. 2 all. Wow. Point 5. Sometimes all you can say is wow. I mean, that was just perfectly executed so quickly by Douglas. That was just really well done. Receiving in the yellow shirt of post 6, we have Gosheri. And that story you mentioned, Mark, I don't have firsthand knowledge of it. What I consider firsthand knowledge, not that I was there. 2-all by Gaucheri scores, 0.6. Receiving, Pinka, post 7, Manu. But I'm familiar with the story, and had I spoken to someone that was involved, that I would consider like first, like most of the stuff that I speak of, I have spoken to someone who was involved in the process. I don't usually repeat, stuff where I wasn't involved in the, where I have not spoken to someone that was involved in the process. So no, I have heard those same stories, but I don't know the specifics. Only the specifics that I was told in highlight lore. And that changes. Robote coming out. Robote inside, well played. Gaucheri going in, just a tip ball, 0.7. Here now to complete the first round and receive the purple shirt at post 8, Rutia. Urrutia in the corner, makes the catch. Powerful backhand. Backhand from Urrutia at the 11 line. Robote forehand. Manu with the catch. Backhand from the 10. Outside placement of the forehand Robote is out. 0.7. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. 7 with 2 points, serving to post 1. Alex returns. Yes, definitely. I was born in 1969. But even when it comes to stories like that, again, if I spoke to someone that was involved, then I talk about it. Just kind of a standard that I have for myself. That's a beautiful save by Alex. Manu low and hard to the corner. Alex left side, Robote. Manu's there. 3-wall play. 0.7. Manu with 4 points, serving to the white at post 3. Arats receives. But just based on the timing, as I look back at your question, Mark, that would have happened in the 1930s because that's when the pari-mutuel laws were passed, and Miami opened in 26, but pari-mutuel wagering was legalized in Florida in 33, I think. I know it was the 30s. I'm just not sure of the exact year, but I think it was 33. Forehand Robote fired by Manu. Placement by Arats inside, scores 0.3. They're on the board with 2 points. Here's post 4, Iturbide. By the 60s, most of, the pari-mutuel laws were well established. And so, that would have happened in the 1930s. And legislatures operated differently at that time. Robote. Arats makes the catch, fakes the 2-all, drops it back inside. Iturbide, great move to his left to make this play. Iturbide picks it up on the forehand. Hard throw to the inside. Arats, Robote save, had the distance, and Iturbide's there. Arats takes off. Iturbide puts it inside to score. Well played by both players, 0.4. Or 2 points. Here's post 2. Iñaki. Robote left side. Rotate forehand. Catch by Iñaki. Point 2. Iñaki has 5 points. Possible game point. Receiving. Trying to stop him. The black post 5. Douglas. Oh, casino game. Oh. Now I know what you're talking about specifically. There's the backhand by Douglas. Powerful forehand. Iñaki makes the catch. Remote by Iñaki, dropping. Scoop by Douglas. Goes back to the inside. That's a scoop by Iñaki. Iñaki Costado 2-all for the win. Point and game. Post 2, Iñaki. 2 wins it, 7 places, 3 serves to 4. This is a playoff for 3rd place. Backhand by Iturbide. Rebote save, falls short. 4 shows, unofficial order finish, 274. Your price will be up in a moment. Results are official. Coming in first, post 2, Iñaki. Taking second, post 7, Manu. Coming in third, post 4, Iturbide. 274, the official order finish for our 6th game. Your prices will be up in a moment. First time playing with Benny Iñaki, really? Wow. Be careful. He catches a lot. There are your prices. $2 Quinola, 27, 27.60. See, I allowed you guys to be in on the players stew talk, which occasionally happens. Iñaki just standing out there going first time, and I had to think what he was talking about. It's like, oh, first time playing with Benny. Okay. Trifecta 274, 145.60. $2 wager on 2 to win. $10. First number for the late pick 3, the number 6. Up next, game 7. Spectacular. 7 doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Oh my, the high 5 is in play. Post 3 and post 4. So game 7, post 2 is Iñaki and Benny. Game 7, post 2, there's a scratch in the backcourt. Take out Nicholas, put in Benny. Game 7, post 2. Take out Nicholas, put in Benny. And as far as the high 5 goes, 2 numbers are alive. The 3 and the 4 are both alive. 7 minutes till post. Good luck. And in trying to answer your question, no, I don't know specifically about any highlight involvement. The truth of the matter is that regulations So the division of pari-mutuel wagering, I'm telling the story to Andrew, so he learns and he knows everything.
I'm with you.
So when I eventually keel over and clutch my chest, God forbid it should be in a high life fronton on the concha. Anywhere near it, but, you know, Andrew will be able to tell these stories. Or at least be able to go back to YouTube as a reference.
To listen to this. Yeah.
So the division of pari-mutuel wagering exists under, and it has been changed in recent years through the governor and the legislature. So there's a commission now, but by history, the division of pari-mutuel wagering existed structurally in the state government under regulated industries. So anybody that has so in essence, you know, that's why every highlight player has a license. That's why behind our badges we have to be licensed as well.
Right.
And that's just always been the case. So based on the significance of the regulation, a fronton at that time would have had to have disclosed, or owners of the fronton would have to disclose other business interests. I mean, full disclosure. Like, no way of keeping it hidden. So I don't believe that, especially with what you're talking about there in the 60s, things were pretty tight here. I don't have any knowledge whatsoever. With what you're saying about the jailing of political figures, yeah, I have no reason to doubt that. But as far as it touching highlight, no, that I've never heard before. No, that I've never heard before. How highlight originally, back in the 30s, Miami highlight being on the Miami River during Prohibition, yes, and the 5th floor of Miami highlight being a speakeasy, yeah, stuff like that.
So was that one of those you needed the passcode to get in? So what's
Yeah,
the
it would have been one of those things where you have the door. In fact, the 5th floor to this day, well, actually, they literally just changed the elevators over there. Literally just changed the elevators. But while I was working there, which was roughly 91 to 2007, I was still with the company, but in 2008, I went to Fort Pierce. I was no longer assistant general manager at Miami. But there wasn't a button for the 5th floor. On the elevator, you had a key.
Oh, that's sick.
You had a key.
That's cool.
You had a key that brought it up there. And basically what they did is, you see, I was explaining to guys in the control room what it was scary when it first happened because I forgot to press the button and the elevator went to the 5th floor. I was an announcer. And all of a sudden the doors, the 1st floor is the main lobby. 2nd floor, a gaming lobby. Yeah. 3rd floor, gaming lobby. 4th floor, the restaurant. 5th floor I had heard about, but I had never been there. And the doors open, and it's carpeted in a narrow hallway. It was literally something like Kubrick would have put together.
Oh my God.
Decorated straight out of the 70s.
Yeah.
Like straight out of the 70s. And in essence, what they did was this, like kind of how the court is in this much bigger room, and the control room is like, so that's what they did inside of this big 5th floor. It's all offices. At the current Casino Miami Highlight. I don't believe the offices are being used now. But that first experience was never having seen it, and all of a sudden the elevator doors open, and it's like, where the hell am I?
So how did you hear about it? Did you know? You just had never seen it?
You always heard about, things had to be sent to the 5th floor because that's where accounting was.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so it's like, that...
Switch.
So, that's you heard about it.
So you knew it,
yeah, exactly. So you knew the 5th floor existed. What happened was I got in the elevator, and before I pressed a button, someone on the 5th floor called the elevator up because they were leaving for the day. It was after a matinee. And so I was just going up, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to press another button. I don't want to screw it up for anybody. But then I get there, and it's like, where? And the person who got in the elevator knew that I could see it in my face and just smiled.
Yeah.
First room nameless, but they worked on the 5th floor of Miami. And they literally said to me, you're on the 5th floor. This is accounting. Technical question? The stutter steps that players take, that all professional highlight players take. So the one that I would refer you to, like the stutter step, take a look at Alberto, the twins, Pedro and Alberto, who played at Miami Highlight. I believe they started in '68 all through the 70s. And into the 80s. And then the brothers split up and one went to Tampa, I believe it was. Alberto was known for having the best backcourt rebote at Miami Highlight during that time. So during the big backcourters, Joey, Waristi, when Waristi was still at Miami, he had stutter steps in his reverse. He did have stutter steps in his reverse. That's why it's never been how many steps can you take. It's the basket in constant motion. And that's evolved or devolved over time. You look at players who remain nameless now, but they're very tall and they catch it. Or when they were playing, they would catch it, playing singles at the 12 line, and by the time they throw it, they're 9.5. But it's been one motion. So, one big step, all one motion. I know that the guys who played in the 60s, or one person in particular who recently passed away, was like, what is that? When he saw it, what is that?
Well, 0 minutes. Game 7.
Let's begin. Yeah, sure. Time to begin Game 7. It is a spectacular 7. Doubles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving red shirt of post 1, Arrutia. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Iñaki. In the highlight school, when I played in the 80s, which so 83 to 88 was, no, you catch and throw, catch and get rid of the ball. Rebote forehand, catch by Iñaki. Backhand. Rebote left side, splitter. Oh, Benny got there, got assessed on it, could not bring it in. Point 1. 1 first up on the board in our 7th game. That brings to the court the white shirts of post 3. We have Alex in the front court with Julian in the back. Powerful forehand by Julian, caught in the air by Arrutia. Rebote by Alex. There's the backhand by Julian. Cabrera on the catch. Backhand by Arrutia. Rebote. Arrutia again. Backhand from the 8. Julian now from the 11 on the left side. Powerful backhand. Rebote coming out, dropping, saved by Alex. Cabrera now from the 10. Rebote by Alex. Two all. Stopped by Alex. Alex powerfully from the right side. Cabrera makes the save. Scoop by Arrutia back at the 10 line. This ball's still in play. There's the catch by Alex. That ball took off, hit the overhead screen, which is out of play. Point 1. 1 with 2 points. Here's the green shirts of post 4. Benetrix and Douglas. Well, Boko, as they say, better late than never, I guess. Welcome. We're glad to have you here. There's the backhand by Douglas. Arrutia, tough catch. Douglas is there. Douglas in the corner, comes out on the left side. That clears the overhead screen. Rebote for Arrutia. Douglas on the catch, backhand. Cabrera pie. Rotate forehand by Arrutia, cut off by Benetrix. Benetrix from the 6th line on the backhand. Rotate forehand. Cabrera's there. backhand, 2-all. Benetrix moves to the outside, stops it on the forehand. Powerful right side, stopped in the air by Urrutia. Scoop by Douglas. Beautifully made, deep in the backcourt. Point 4. Entering the court, the black shirts of post 5, Jairo and Manu. Powerful backhand by Douglas. Out to the rebote. Jairo's there. Douglas cuts it off at the 12. Jairo now from the 8. Rebote forehand. Jairo stops it at the 8 line. Backhand low and hard to the inside. Benetrix is there. Rebote forehand. Douglas, tough catch, taking that off the side wall. Manu back at the 13. Douglas advances, takes it on the bounce, high on the left side. Big backhand follows all the way along the wall. Rotate forehand to the inside. Douglas up high, tough catch coming off the side wall. Well played by all 4 players. Point goes to the 5. Yellow shirts post 6 receiving. Lalu and Rotz. What a catch by Rotz. Here's the backhand. Miner now from the 12 line. Here's the backhand by Manu. Beautiful catch by Manu in the corner. Powerful forehand rotate, caught in the air by Manu. Point 5. Now taking the court, the pink of post 7, Iturbide and Gallo. Ichibide cuts that off at the 8 line. Powerful backhand follows. Robote forehand. Bote left side by Ichibide. Go on the right side. High to the front wall. Robote forehand by Ichibide. Big bounce. Brought down by Manu at the 10 line. What a catch by Gallo. Off the wall. Big backhand follows. Manu is there. Ichibide winding up. Costado inside. Manu passes on the scoop. Makes the Robote. Stopped by Ichibide in the air. Drop placement to the inside. Read and stopped by Jairo. Ichibide from the 9 line. Ball tipped. Tremendous point, again, by all 4 players, point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirts of post 8. Kusheri and Ben. There's a backhand by Ben. Gallo on the catch. Backhand from the 12 line. Kusheri outside placement of the forehand. Robote will score. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the blue of post 2, Iñaki and Benny. Backhand by Benny. Cut off by Kusheri at the 9. Rotate forehand. Ben, fine catch deep in the backcourt. Big backhand follows. Robote left side. Kusheri attacks, has it on the costado. What a scoop by Iñaki. Checks to make sure it's safe, throws the 2 all it scores. Well done, point 2. 2 with 2 points, here's post 3. Alex and Julian. Catch by Benny. Here's the backhand. Rotate forehand by Alex. Iñaki to the inside. Scoop by Julian. Benny's there. Backhand from the 9. Robote left side by Iñaki. Julian has it on the backhand. Rotate forehand by Alex. Julian got hit with the ball. That's going to be loss of point, point 2. 2 with 4 points. Here's post 1, Arutia and Cabrera. Cabrera on the catch. Here's the backhand. Benny makes the catch. Backhand to the inside. Urrutia with a jump makes the catch. Nice backhand by Benny. Cabrera is there. Rotate forehand to the outside. Karam, stopped by Iñaki. Iñaki powerfully. Scoop by Cabrera. Iñaki calls for the rebote. Puts it inside. Scooped up by Urrutia at the 7 line. Big backhand follows. Benny has it at the 8 on the bounce. Powerful forehand 2 pass. Rebote coming out. Catch by Iñaki. Rebote left side by Cabrera. Nicely played. Caught by Iñaki. Here's the backhand. Caught by Cabrera off the wall. Rebote forehand by Urrutia to the outside. Benny moves out there to take it in the air. Forehand return. Rebote forehand, straight back. Benny makes the catch. Urrutia, backhand from the 10. There's a catch by Urrutia. Costado, out. Point 2. Possible game point for the blue shirts of post 2. That is Iñaki and Benny, trying to stop them. Benetrix and Douglas. A series of brothers we've had out here. We had all three Goitia brothers. Iñaki the eldest, Jewel in the middle, Alex. They were on the court together. Now we have Benny and Douglas in the backcourt. I caught Andrew mid-text. Reading the exchange, I'm sorry.
At this rate, you might be alone today, too.
What? No.
No kidding.
No.
Not going anywhere.
Underserve, point 4. Play continues. Six gets the point. Receiving post 5, Jairo and Manu. Powerful backhand by Manu. Manu takes it in the air, backhand from the 11. Rebote left side. There's a backhand by Lalu. Rebote saved by Manu. Lalu takes it on the forehand. Powerful right side, scooped up by Manu. There's the backhand from the 10. Arats is there. Powerful backhand by Arats. Beautiful catch by Arats. Manu on the catch, backhand. Outside placement of the forehand. That scores for Manu again. Beautifully done, 0.5. There's a catch by Gallo. Gallo powerfully from the forehand. There's a backhand by Gallo. There's a backhand to the inside. Caught. Rotate forehand. Rotate left side. Drop shot is caught by Jairo. Jairo on the backhand. Manu on the catch. Here's Manu on the catch. Backhand. Gallo on the catch. Outside placement stopped. Powerful forehand will score. Oy, and take out the players in the cage. 0.5. 5 with 6 points and a possible game point. Trying to stop them are Gaucheri and Ben. Ball tipped in the backcourt. 0.8. Play continues. Alex and Julian received. Under serve, 0.3. 3 on the board with 2 points. Here's post 1. Arrutia and Cabrera. Arrutia on the catch. Hard to the inside. Catch by Cabrera. Beautiful scoop. Powerful backhand follows. Rebote coming out. Alex on it. Forehand Rebote. What a catch by Cabrera. Backhand 2-all. Stopped by Alex. Alex powerfully from the forehand. Caught in the air by Arrutia. Powerful backhand by Arrutia. Alex on the Rebote to the inside. There's the backhand by Julian. Rebote saved by Jewel, and that's going to the outside. Urrutia catches it in the air. Returns a carom. That lands in and scores. Tremendous point played by all 4 players. Point 1. One has 4 points. The 2 team returns with 6 points and a possible game point. Powerful. Throw stopped by Iñaki in the front court. Cabrera's there. Backhand to the inside. Benny's there. Backhand. Wall to wall. Coming out. Urrutia, forehand, Rebote. Iñaki. Rebote left side. Little clip. Urrutia has it. Lines up. Costello inside. Scoop by Benny. Rebote forehand. Benny advances to take it in the air. Backhand from the 9 line to the outside. Dropping, and Urrutia makes the save. Here's Benny. Way overhead. Backhand to the left side of Urrutia. Benny on the bounce at the 11. Iñaki makes a tremendous save. Catch by Urrutia. Backhand to the inside. Benny with the catch at the 11. Cabrera on the catch. Backhand to the inside. Beautiful catch by Cabrera. Powerful backhand follows. Rebote for Iñaki. Cabrera high. Backhand from the left side. Beautiful catch by Cabrera in the corner. Benny now from deep in the backcourt. High to the front wall, a little too high. That caught the overhead screen. Point 1. Possible game point for the red shirts of post 1. Urrutia and Cabrera trying to stop them. Benetrix and Douglas. Rebote by Benetrix to the inside off the side wall. Cabrera is there. Benetrix back to the inside. Backhand from the 8. Douglas on the backhand. Hard throw. Urrutia, Rebote. Beautiful catch by Douglas overhead. The backhand follows. Benetrix. Rebote, forehand, hard to the inside. Ball tipped. Well played again by all 4 players. That point goes to the 4. Possible game point for the green shirts of post 4, Benetrix and Douglas. Trying to stop them, Lalu and Rats. Here's a backhand by Douglas, powerfully thrown. Low and hard to the inside. Rats is there. Big backhand. Rebote coming out. Benetrix for the Rebote. Inside, Rats is there. Rebote forehand to the inside. Rats from the 13. Powerful backhand by Douglas. Low and hard and caught by Lalu. Benetrix on the Rebote. Douglas advances, takes it in the air at the 9. Powerful backhand, caught by Rats deep in the backcourt. Pika. Wow. That ball kicked up and scored. Point 6. Six with 4 points. Receiving the pink of post 7, Iturbide and Gallo. Powerful backhand, Gallo on the catch. Aratz, backhand. The Chuleta will score, 0.6. The game is locked. 6 has 6, 5 has 6. Lalu and Aratz will serve Jairo and Manu for the game. There's a backhand by Manu. Catch by Lalu. Backhand. Rebote forehand. Manu chooses the rebote. Plays it up from the right side. Aratz calls for the catch. Back to the inside it goes. Jairo, eyes on the ball. Forehand rotate to the outside. That's out of play. Point in game. Post 6. Lalu and Aratz. 6 wins it. 2 serves to 1. This is place point. Catch by Iñaki. There's the backhand. Cabrera's there. Benny on the catch. Backhand to the inside. Urrutia winds up. Drop shot. Inaki gets there. Below. Stop by Urrutia. Carambola. Stop by Benny. Here's the forehand. Scooped up by Cabrera. Catch by Iñaki at the 8 line. Back to the inside hard. Cabrera's there. Scoop by Urrutia. Powerful backhand. Stopped by Benny at the 9. Backhand 2-all. Out of play. 2 places, 5 serves to 1. This is a show point. Boy, hard fought, huh?
It's been maybe the game of the year.
I mean,
in Pelota.
Hard fought for second place. That's. Backhand by Cabrera. Manu. Rotate forehand. Manu's there on the scoop. Backhand. Scoop by Manu. On the wall the whole way. Dropping. Urrutia makes the save. Point and show for post 1, Urrutia and Cabrera. 6-1, unofficial order finish for Game 7. Results from Game 7 are official. Coming in first, post 6. Lalu and Aratz taking second, post 2. Inaki and Benny. Benny was substituting for Nicholas. Coming in third, post 1, Urrutia and Cabrera. There are your prices. So the high five lives to fight another day. 11226, 4 or 5 numbers, returning $115.40. $2 Quinella 26, $41. Trifecta 621, $560.40. Up next, our 8th and final game 4 today in advance of Battle Court, which begins at 5 p.m., just about an hour and 10 minutes from now, when the Fireballs will take on the Devils. Wow. That just sounds exciting when I say it. I just thought about the way the last time the Fireballs played and the last time that the Devils played. Yeah, a lot of action up there in the front court. That's at 5 p.m. But first, up next, Game 8. Spectacular 7 singles match, played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. There is a scratch. Game 8, post 1. Scratch Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Douglas. Game 8, post 1. Scratch Nicholas, replace Nicholas with Douglas. Post time for Game 8. 5 minutes. Good luck.
Remind me of Hustle City, man. Everybody got more than one gig. I sell ice cream, rather sell a CD.
I have a security company, a beauty salon.
I've been doing music for a very long time.
I'm not your neighborhood Uber driver. I do luxury. And then I have another job. I play highlights.
We're looking to transition from dog racing to highlight. I went to the university. I said, listen, I have this crazy idea. Do you think we could send something out to all the highlight players?
They paying us.
The players taking the court.
Coming to the sport, you got to be dedicated.
It's gonna be a piece of cake.
We knew going in, they're not going to be great the first day.
Be like the Jamaicans with the ball. Game time now, man.
This is going to be the first time that my kids will be able to sit in the audience and root for their father. Who wants? This is a dream for me.
I gotta win.
Can't get drama better than this.
Highlight became the new hustle.
Let's get
Hey, folks, that was a trailer for the award-winning documentary about the inaugural season of play right here at Magic City. That is called Magic City Hustle, directed by Billy Corbett, creator of Cocaine Cowboys, Screwball the U, and much more. This film highlights the transition of these Magic City athletes from their respective careers in other sports right here to the highlight front time. To watch Magic City Hustle directly from Google Play or iTunes, rent or buy from either platform. And if you buy it for just a few dollars more, you can enjoy it as many times as you like for life. Yes, Magic City Hustle, the gift that keeps on giving. You know, just hand it down generation to generation. Kind of like scripture.
I'm telling you, that one quote sticks out in my mind. It's like, what part of it did you like? The ice cream man with the Uzi.
And then my stew line, I'm just happy that it's over. Yeah.
Was that my quote?
Or something along those lines with the first season. Like, what is your favorite part about the closing night? I'm just happy that we made it through it. Yeah.
No, okay.
It was something like that.
So it's like, all of a sudden, it's like, you know, I've spent 6 months. JR and I were just teaching guys how to play highlight, and then they didn't have a lot of time. And in 6 months, you can't teach it. You can teach something. It really takes years, you know?
You can teach some, yeah.
Yeah, you could teach the basics. So it was already a whirlwind, and then we had the season, and the season was just wow. And, you know, these guys were making a ton in prize money. And literally, I would get a call from Benny Bueno. He said, half of my roster is in the back right now. This is before decoupling. And he's like, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I heard someone say, wow, 125 or whatever our win in Pelota was at that time. Pelota was all we were doing for 3 overserves, 2 drop balls, and 1 off the court, and you win. So
the per throw rate was outrageous.
So we just got. So I mean, that's how much the program has grown and developed, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's 8 years in, but it's beautiful. But when I saw cameras around me, I was horrified. I was like, what the hell is this? And then they explained it to me, and it was like,
even more horrifying. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't sign up for this. But you don't want to be difficult because it's your first year working with your boss. So I can't really convey how uncomfortable I am. I just can't convey it. It's not nervousness. I just don't like it.
No.
Yeah. It's just not for me. Respectfully.
You tried, you tried to sabotage the shots, and they were the worst shots of the film, but they still got you in. The content was so good that they're like, however it looks, we'll take it.
I am glad it's associated with humor, though.
Yeah, it was very funny.
I am glad it's associated with humor.
One more game, Stu. Game number 8.
Time to begin game 8. Spectacular 7 scoring. Douglas is serving, substituting for Nicholas, receiving Manu. Forehand, Karam Robote will score, point 1. White shirt at post 3, Iñaki receives. Two balls out. Point 1. Green shirt at post 4, Rotz receives. Inaki seriously has the best sense of humor back here. Watch it bounce into the bench, he just said. Earlier he pointed out that that was his first time playing with Betty in 4 years. Robote coming out. Rotz is there. Sends it deep. Douglas takes it in the air at the 9 line. A Rotz beautiful catch off the wall. Powerful backhand. Beautiful scoop by Rotz. Rotz on the catch, winding up. Costado 2-all. Stopped by Douglas. Oh, but he gets tied up in the fence. Point 4. Good effort by Douglas. The wrist and the cesta okay? Good. Point 4. Black shirt at post 5. Iturbide receives. Always like to check in after. No, he was looking at it. I couldn't tell if he was looking at his wrist or cesta. It's like, it's a new cesta. When new cestas break, it's a call for concern. There's a backhand by Iturbide. Rotz is there. Drop shot. Iturbide takes off. He gets a cesta on it. Costado inside to score. Point 5. Yellow shirt at post 6. Arrutia receives. Mark, everything that takes place in battle court as far as production, I just kind of sit back and whatever I'm told. Sincerely, and I don't say that with the slightest bit of, of resentment or anything. Outside placement by Arrutia off the sidewall. Good play. The Karam return by Iturbide scores point 5. 5 on the board with 2 points. Here's post 7. Alex. And if I'm not mistaken, I would be a little concerned also with it being a sports betting product with misspeaking. Anything, trying to answer questions sincerely and misspeaking. It would be public information, but we're careful with battle court. 2-all by Iturbide scores, point 5. 5 with 3 points. Iturbide is serving to the purple shirt at post 8. Goes Sherry. This will complete the first round of play. It's not that we're not careful in Pelota. We're just freer.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's great. I'm having fun today.
Yeah, it's a...
Not that we don't have fun. Today's been a very good day. A lot of good stories, too.
Oh, thank you.
I think the chat agrees.
Well, pari-mutuel stories can be interesting. If you're interested in pari-mutuels, I have some really good psychiatric hospital stories that I'm sure no one would appreciate. Costado 2-all scores. Beautifully executed by Gaucheri, point 8. Like that 2-all? That was sweet. That was nice. Blue shirt of post 2. First return of the second round is Manu. Thank you for your understanding. And yeah, I think last week, last Thursday, because we do something that we take up 3 hours, they passed a question along from the control room. EPL did. Maybe that'll happen today. Backhand by Manu. Manu on the catch. Backhand to the inside. Gustavo 2-all. Manu makes the catch on the outside. Sidearm carom lands in perfect and scores. Beautiful throw by Manu, point 2. Iñaki receives the white at post 3. You can do it if you want to close. That ball touched the overhead screen, which is out of play. Point 2. Two with 4 points. Receiving the red at post 1. Douglas. Rebote forehand by Manu. 2-all is in. Point 1. 1 with 4 points, serving to the 4 post. Horatz. Catch by Horatz. Costi inside. Ball tipped, point 4. For 3 points, here's post 6, Urrutia. One more point, 76. Are you colorblind? You thought we were where? That place up 95? Our sidewall is green. Point 6. 6 with 2 points. Here's post 7, Alex. Rebote, 2-all. Alex steps out, makes the catch. High return. Urrutia. Wow. All you could, I don't know what to say about that other than wow. Just kind of wow. Sorry, Alex. Beautiful play. Thomas, that was just amazing. Yeah, I know. That just caught you, man. But what a point. Wow. 6 with 4 points. Here's post 5. Iturbide. Beautiful catch off the wall by Urrutia. Urrutia on the catch, winding up. Costello 2-all lands in and scores, point 6. Say it again. Possible game point, post 6. Urrutia trying to stop him. Gaucheri. Gustavo Robote will score for the win. Point in game, post 6. Urrutia, 6 wins it, 2 serves to 1. This is playoff for second and third. Forehand Robote by Manu. Douglas for the Robote. Scoop attempt missed. 2 places. 1 shows. Unofficial order finish for game 8, 6-2-1. Your price will be up in a moment. Back-to-back 6-2-1? Wow.
I don't know if my mic was on. 7-2-4 in game 1 and then 7-4-2 in game 2.
Oh,
so
no.
you may have heard it twice, folks.
No,
but
my hot mic moment was far worse than yours.
that would have been a cold mic there. Yeah.
So let's read the prices, then
Yes,
tell
do it.
everybody about Battle Court. $2
okay.
Canelo, 2-6, $108 in our last game. Usually people are like fading away, but wow. 2-6 with a 2 on top, 108. Trifecta 6-2-1, 453. Even $2 wager on 6 to win, $18.20. Just need to roll over one more time and see that. Pick 3, 266, 3 of 3 numbers, returning 564.70. Andrew, tell us who's playing Battle Court today.
Battle Court tonight, Fireballs and Devils. Joseph and Ikeda against Benetrix and Rock get us started. Then Urrutia and Arats take on Echeberry and Nicholas, followed by Joseph and Cabrera against Kubala and Rock. Then we'll go over to singles while Lou takes on Echeberry. Back to doubles, Urrutia and Cabrera against Benetrix and Benny. And the finale, Division 1 singles, Arats against Nicholas. Same 2 teams that played last time, Fireballs and Devils. A rematch tonight, 5 p.m.
That, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for Live Highlight in the Magic City on the Highlight channel. We're glad that you chose to join us today and hope to see you for Battle Court at 5 p.m. And if you happen to be in South Florida, come and join us tomorrow evening, open to the public, down at the Magic City Casino just south of Miami International Airport. Free admission, free parking, free seating. It's fun. Andrew and I will wave from behind the glass on behalf of the player, staff, and management of Battle Court Highlight, the World Highlight League, at Magic City Highlight. We thank you for joining us and hope to see you for Battle Court today or live tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.